Hello, hello to me. I'm going on. Now, guys, I'm here. Had a long day. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. I'm here. We're going to get some people on as I say the pledge and do the music. Janet, we'll be right back. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, wearing these now I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend you today. 'Cause there ain't no town I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, wearing these eyes I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me, and I'm ready to stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no town of this land. God bless the USA. Still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
You know, yes, that's a beautiful song, and I'm glad we can start every night off. And wow, look at that. I left and it was just me and Janet. Now she must have been out recruiting. Good to see Myrna, Cindy, Jeffrey, Ian, Janet, Papa G, Beth Shaw, Bill Woods. Good to see all of you guys. Oh, just one of those things, guys. I'd like to tell you where we're at now, but I don't know. I still stand by my guns and say this is our week. So we are, I believe we're moving in the right direction, but I want to talk to the kids. And today, for me, has been a great day that I got to spend with my daughter and three of my grandchildren. We went to a kid's movie, but it was a good, cute movie that even kept the adults entertained. Um, it was one of those that you enjoy watching when you're with somebody that you care about. And my daughter had I don't know, I think it was a $50 card for the movies that someone had given her for her birthday. But still, to get the kids a tub of popcorn that they split and 3 slushies and her a bottle of water, to get all of that, $29. But the good thing about it was the 5 of us went to the movies for $10. So almost $40 just for the movies. But think what it would have been if we'd have paid full price on a regular movie, Ron, and Johnny Holiday and Bill Woods, Papa G and Ian and Janet. Man. Then they had the little candy, at the stand and all that. Oh, my goodness. Little bitty thing of Milk Duds, or little bitty thing of M&Ms, and it's $5 a box. Boy, when I was standing there and I didn't want to say anything to my family about, I can remember when we used to get the M&Ms for a nickel a box. But you know what the whole thing is kids don't want to believe that. Huh? And Ron says they'll believe it when we go back, but, we got to go back. When will we go back, Papa G? When will we do anything? And I seen today a 67. I can't even think of what it was. It was the Chevy version, the car that was a truck back there. Papa G, I know you know cars. I know you know them. It looks like a car, but it's actually like a little old truck. Oh God. My brother Russ used to have the same car, only thing, different color. And then, my grandkids are looking, wow, that's sharp. That's sharp. I say, that's what that. No, not the Skylark is what I draw. El Camino. There you go, Johnny Holiday. Thank you. Yeah, El Camino. And I mean, if you take care of Johnny, since you come up with the answer, could you imagine back then if we didn't know what we know now and we'd have taken some of them cars that we thought was done and got them fixed up and just kept them in a garage? We wouldn't have to be worried about the revaluation. John's here. Way to greet him for me there, Joseph. But anyway, Super Jimmy, I haven't not talked to him for a few days. I have not talked to his dad now for almost 2 days. Well, a little over a day. And I do have something with Jimmy that he has a sister, Gracie, who's 16, who now is the old one in the family with the loss of the brother Larry. And I hope everybody's still praying for the Moran family. But with Gracie, there's also Sarah, who would have been Larry's wife, is expecting twins of Larry, Jimmy's older brother. And the family just keeps growing. And I haven't talked to any of them today. I was busy with my grandkids and my daughter. And everything that my daughter did for my grandkids, it just, to say I'm disappointed in them is an understatement. Good to see. Hey, Soretta. Hey, Myrna. Oh, John Holmes is here. John is Holmes. Bill Woods. And then there's Patriot 11, and I know he's out doing what he does best, and that's ride the horses. Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp. To go with Patriot Princess Our Queen and Patriot Wyatt. Now, when I mention these kids that I've mentioned so far, I don't just mention kids of names. Because, even though I've not met any of these children, they're just like nieces and nephews to me and Ron. and we are going to stand up until the very end, so these young kids can have a better life. Patriot Boogs, Boogaloo, Boogaroo, and Boogie. Your grandpa just thinks the world of you, as we all do here on Patriot 5, Patriot 6, and Family. Okay. Are you talking about this dome? It shines pretty good. 96 there for Tony. Vicky, good to see you. I think you got up to 90 here today. But boy, the farther in the day it goes, it starts to cool off, but the humidity just jumps in there and just bites us by the butt cheeks of each side. Patriot Little Leona and Little Elan. I'm sure you guys are growing like weeds. I hope you, as children, enjoyed, you've only been for here nowhere near the 250 years of our country. But you've been here. Hey, One Voice. Nice for you to drop in One Voice, but if you got to do your yard work, go ahead and do it. I got to get some done tomorrow, too. I'm going to have to get up early. Hey, Cheryl. Patriot Cutie Pie and Patriot 17, all they want is to be able to go out and play, to hang out with their friends and not have to look over the shoulder that someone's going to end their lives. Can you imagine living a life like that, Papa G and John and Janet? Could you imagine being a kid and constantly have to look around to see what's going on? It's just totally unreal when it comes to having to worry about things like that. But Patriot Super Gymnast and Patriot Small Gymnast, Patriot 7, as I said, we took them to the movies today, took them shopping. They got new luggage for their vacation starting Saturday. I love my grandchildren with all my heart, and they broke that heart today because the way they acted. My daughter is bending over backwards to take care of them 3 kids and give them everything that I guess maybe I didn't give them. I don't know. And they just, everybody knows what I think about my grandkids. And today I was so disappointed of what my daughter did for these kids. A special day. Why do they need a special day? They're getting ready to go on vacation here soon. Kids will be kids, I guess. That's all I can say. Patriot Small Hank and Patriot Kira. I haven't even seen either one of them all day today, so that concludes tonight's version of the kids. And guys, I know it wasn't a great version of the kids, but I'm telling you, what happened today with my grandchildren, what they put my daughter through, I don't know. I really don't. I'm not going to go into detail because they might be on, and quite frankly, they're going to see the disappointment, hurt I have. But they're typical kids because as long as you're doing and doing and doing, John, isn't that right, Papa G and Janet and Jeffrey? As long as you're doing for them, Myrna and everyone else, man, they're the greatest kids in the world. But they're not anymore because if you're doing, they want more. So that's why I want to see things turn back, and I want to see them when they're told, Cindy, you better be in You can go out and play, but you better be in the yard by streetlights. And if they're not, they're grounded and they don't go outside at all. Not at all. Patriot Custodian, good to see you, buddy. Been a while. Good to see you. Thank you for the tip that you give me on that Boulevard. Thank you. I did go out and get some. If you want to chat with the people here and give them the same tip, feel free, but let it be known that me nor Patriot Custodian are financial advisors. We just tell you what we think and how we think it. It's hot here. So that concludes tonight's version of the Kids Show. Please, kids, note that this show is not meant for you. You can watch it under the discretion of your parents, legal guardians, or grandparents. Someone who has the authority to give you the opportunity to watch this. Anything, talking to Patriot Custodian a minute ago, Karen and Ann, talking to him, any advice we give you on money, note that neither me nor him or anyone on here that I know of is financial advisors. What we tell you is something we think is noteworthy to know. And I'm going to start noteworthy to know off with XRP. I have not checked today. Yesterday when I checked, it was $1.11. And I've read many, many stories that the reason it's down is because it's about ready to explode. $1.11, so you get 9 for $10, which you'd get between 85 and 90 because there is some fees. Let's say you get 85 at that point. For $10, right? I believe that's it. No. You get 85 to 90 for $100. And I don't know what people's situation is, Bill and Myrna and John. This is not foreign currency. This is something that is going to happen and it's going to explode. And I just mentioned this, not being a financial advisor, just my opinion. What if you go out and you pick up $10 worth? You get 9 of them. What can it do for you? Well, they're saying that within 30 days, once this one bill passes, within 30 days, it's going to go to at least 1,000. And within 90 days, it should go to 10,000. So if you spend $100 and get or $10 and get 9 of them, and it goes even to $1,000, that's $9,000. It's better than nothing. But I'm not going to tell anybody, but say I go back to Bitcoin. And me and Ron had a chance to buy Bitcoin for half a penny a piece, and we didn't do it. And part of me regrets it. Part of me is disappointed I didn't, because at the time we bought $200 worth of dinar. And if we'd have took a half of that and bought $100 worth of dinar and $100 worth of that and a half a penny a piece, we'd be retired already. Retired with money to spend. Not retired like a lot of us are already, but can't afford to live. But then again, I wouldn't be here doing this because I'd have had the money. I'd be like these other people that never want to open their eyes. Oh, I don't believe that. I got money. My son's a perfect example. My son never wants to talk to me about anything like it because he has a good job. He makes a lot of money, and that's what he cares about. Hey, Larry Smith and Mike. Trying to find what I want to go to next. So there we go. Here's a quick update, guys, from President of the Hat. At 2:22, folks, sorry for this delay, but I waited for something. Just to let you know what I was informed of today, I can confirm that I did receive some information, but I will not be able to share in any depth details for many reasons. After President the Hat gave his speech on Saturday evening, the following day, many things were signed, sealed, and delivered. That is all I am at liberty to say. Please don't message me privately asking for additional details because I simply will not discuss them. The information very sensitive and I intend to honor that. Just know this, what I was told is pretty awesome. Big smiles at this point. We simply wait for the things to unfold. Have a blessed day. Now, it says it's a quick update, but it doesn't say who it is actually talking. And you know, there's things that happen, everyone. There's a saying, boy, that really burns my butt. Well, something that really burns my butt is when someone comes on and makes a statement like that. Joe Phillips and Mike Davis. When they make a statement like that, oh, awesome things, great things, wonderful things, and they make these statements, but I can't tell you no more. So I'm going to tell everybody something. Oh, I got some information. And all I can say is great things, but I can't say no more. Anybody can say that. Anybody can say that. Why does these people, and I'm not going to mention names who's saying it, but the same guy over and over and over. But then if someone like me says something about it, then if you're not going to say it, shut your mouth and leave us alone. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of these people. Oh, I'd like to say something, but I can't. But it's great news. Boy, it's great news because it's going to happen tomorrow or it's going to happen the day after. Tomorrow, the easiest thing to say. Mike Davis, Papa G, the easiest thing to say is, I can't say it, but it's going to happen tomorrow. Because you'll never, ever lie. Because tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow becomes today, and today becomes tomorrow. So you can say this until the cows come home. Vicky, you hit it right. It's called BS. But see, here's what I want to tell everybody. And this is something that took me a long time to understand. Because when I wanted to be your hero, Susie Q. Tony, I wanted to be your hero, and Vicky, I wanted to be the one that broke the news to you that we were ready to go and it was going. And I used to always give dates and always give dates and always give dates. But people who give dates are just telling you because they want you to like them and they want you to give them money. I never wanted the money. But do you honestly think someone as smart as the Hat, a group of people as smart as the United States military force is going to go out and tell someone like me, someone like Wolverine, someone like other people that it's going to happen on this date? I have listened to Mark Z for longer than I care to admit. But every Friday, Mark Z has his Mr. Contrell on. And Mr. Contrell has told us from the very first time he ever come on Mark's show, he is the one putting in the codes. When he puts in the codes, then it will be go time. This man is owed billions of dollars by the government. Larry Smith wants you to take off your shoes and walk in the dirt and ask the archangels for a sign, then look up and wait for it to happen. You know, and that's a good idea. But let me tell you something. There's also a good idea. Everybody said we got to get grounded. We got to go walk for 10 or 15 minutes every day in the grass, barefooted. And I did. And I was doing it religiously. And then all of a sudden I got stung and it hurt. And you know what? All of the stuff that was in me came out of me because I was hurt. Man, getting stung by a bee at a young kid would hurt. Getting stung by a bee in an older age really hurts. Jeffrey and Susie Q and Papa G and Howie. Now, who the heck is Howie? Are you new, Howie? So, Bruce last night. I wish Mary Ann was here to tell you her opinion of Bruce last night. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't. But here's the gist of it. Bruce apologizes for past info for July 4th that did not happen. He says there is no longer a back wall. He knows it is coming and still has faith in this happening. There are a few things he learned. One, Bruce was not aware of until today is that there are scams out there, people telling, I will help you set up your quantum account. Bruce says our current bank accounts have been mirrored by the QFS, and in the past 2 weeks, those accounts are live on the QFS. Now, here's what I don't understand. As knowledgeable as Bruce is, everything Bruce has shared over the years, but he didn't realize there was people out there trying to scam, and it probably wasn't something he could realize because he's got a man on his show selling products that are really useless, because what are them products going to do you when you get on beds? So why would you constantly keep selling a product? And why is it called Bruce and a Big Show? Big Bruce and a Big Call? When the man only speaks, last night he spoke a long time. No one knows what he said, but he spoke a long time. But he does give information that some people like. I used to like Bruce a lot, but not so much now. I just think that he's in it for the money. 2, what about QFS accounts on currencies we received? Those accounts have been set up for us, so when our DOGE payments and R&R, those are already ready for us. So all our exchange totals go into that account. 3, how do you activate the account? We do have a username, but no password. Username and then biometric print is out. Password, we have a 5-digit PIN code and a new email. All gets you into the quantum account that is used for 2 things. 1, move funds from exchanges and Zim exchanges. 2, and then move funds from your primary account, such as Wells Fargo, etc. The QFS card is a titanium card only used to access the QFS account, and you will be able to do this on your own, and you may require help from the premier banker. If anyone sends you a so-called website to go to, do not do it. Your QFS is already activated by your redemption appointment. Now, I like what he said there. I like that he brought that out because that is the absolute truth. And it's the same way as the bed. And I'm going to go back. Where I seen 45-47. I seen him not in a video. I seen him live. And he says, if you want to use the beds, if you are a citizen of the United States of America from another country, you can stay here. But people from other countries cannot come in to the United States of America and use the beds. You can't have it. You stay in your own country. They're going to be in every country, and they're going to be available, plentiful in everything. And this is the exact thing this man said. But now we got a guy out there who comes on a show and he says, I've worked in agreement with someone that I know in the USA. They're going to allow me, my mom, and a couple other family members to come over there, and we're going to get treated. Well, first of all, you're not going to get treated before the kids. Second of all, you're not going to get treated before the older people. And if I have my say in it, you're not going to get treated in the United States of America. You want to be an American, you come properly, and you become a citizen. I'm sick and tired of people coming in here. It's the same thing with baseball. You got people from other countries coming and making millions and millions, and then putting their money to where they're only making so much, but holding on to it until they're ready to retire, and then they get a lump sum or paid yearly, but they get paid in their country where they're not paying no taxes. They're going to take millions and millions and millions of dollars, and I really hope that when the baseball and the basketball and all this stuff gets changed, they change that, because I'm sick and tired of people coming over here and taking our money to their country and then cutting our country down. I'm sick and tired of the people who are actors and actresses coming over here and stealing our money and then saying, if he's going to be the president, I'm leaving. Go. We don't want you here. Isn't that right, Susie Q and Michael James? And we don't want these people here. If you don't want to live in the greatest country in the world, then get the hell out. Michael James, they've announced it that card we're going to get has been titanium for a long time. Or Bruce has. Special beds. There are some people out there, some people tried to put out info saying you had to pay so much to be registered for those special beds. That is not true. No registration is required. Do not fall for this. They are asking $300 to register and train for the medical beds. No. The medical beds, the military is overseeing the special beds. Bruce knows a lot about these beds, but has been told not to mention about this. Everyone that goes to a special bed center will have a chance to refer 6 people to the special beds for whatever the situation. Where are we? Where we are. One good source talks about if we do not get something Wednesday the 8th or Thursday the 9th, then we look to the weekend to get notified. Another high source said if all goes to plan through the weekend, then we will be exchanged very early next week. 1, we have to pray that all goes as planned through the weekend. 2, and the early next week exchanges would translate Monday or Tuesday. There is not a whole lot of intel, but at this point, we do not need to know a lot. We do not need to know the when. Exactly what I said. They're not going to give us the date. I'm going to tell you, you might go to bed tonight, you might wake up tomorrow with your 800 numbers. You might go to bed tomorrow and wake up the next day with your 800 numbers. They're not going to tell us. It's the same thing. They are not going to tell us when them horns go off, beep, 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 and then you got so long to get someplace. You're going to get there. If you don't, they'll get you there. They are not going to pussyfoot around on this. This is something that they believe in. But if they come out and tell it, the bad people could come out and do something. Now, I don't understand. Every time we turn around, the bad people are being arrested. My goodness, but we never hear nothing. We never hear a thing. Pack your bags and get out. That's what I say, Michael and Cindy. You're right. We don't need these people there. You know, I went to my brother's house, Russ, for 4th of July, and I'm telling you, I never seen so many negative people. But you know, it's not just negativity, it's stupidity because they don't want to believe, but then they want to talk to me about what I believe. And I said, well, what good would it do me to talk? And there was someone there that I really respect, really love her as much as I love my own kids probably. And she was there, and she is a big Swiftie fan. And supposedly they got married. Yeah, they're both rotten in hell. And oh, she was so, and she would play a Swiftie song. Do you love that song? And I said, no. Everybody else said, no. I mean, you wouldn't believe the people that was at that party that don't like Taylor Swift. A Swiftie. But she loves her. And then someone says, well, if you want to talk about something important, why don't you ask Ralph to talk about the hat? He'll tell you some things. And you should listen because he's right. And I don't even remember who said it. Might have been my son-in-law, David. I don't remember. Oh, my niece says, oh, don't talk about that man. He's not on my good list. And I said, and Taylor Swift isn't on our good list either. But why do we have to listen to her music? Why don't we get some people on that can sing and perform and don't sell their body just to be popular or sell their whole soul? Because that's what I believe, some people might say. There's a reason the military has a reason for this. I think I know why it was passed after the 4th, thinking it had to do with pickups, aka they were resting. And that still has to be accomplished. We will not get everyone 1 or 2 weeks, but it is a continuous nonstop effort, and they are making headway and are winning. Bruce is excited to where this is going. It could go as far as the 15th, Wednesday of next week. We do know that Iraq is sending a contingent to meet with President the Hat and Basent on the 15th of July. And that will be a good time for them to meet. Some of the newly appointed and elected people, Bruce does not think we are waiting till then to go. Hopefully, everything in the Strait of Hormuz is going through as we hope to be in a ceasefire. The ceasefire will continue. This is basically the gist of what Bruce had to say. But there were some other things that I wanted to add on what Bruce mentioned. I don't give a rat's patoot about what they say this is going to happen at this day or this day or this day. There is 2 countries that they say is still at war. And isn't it funny? Gary Sands, Larry, Ian, Diane VA, Lady Anita, isn't it funny that when I would talk about Ukraine and Russia, you never heard mainstream media discuss. But now that so many people are out there saying, just like Iran was settled a long time ago. It was a dog and pony show, guys. It was just a show to make it look the way it is. The same way I have a very dear contact in the Ukraine. She tells me every week when I talk to her about Putin. Met the other day with the Hat for almost an hour. The day before, he met with Zelensky for over an hour. These 2 countries both want peace. As I've told Julia, you're in peace. They're just not announcing it. But now all of a sudden, did you see all the mainstream media news? All the mainstream media news where, they're shooting all these drones from the Ukraine over into Russia and they're tearing Russia up. Russia isn't, coming back and doing the same thing in the Ukraine. But you know what? when you talk to people from them countries, they don't know nothing about it. They say it's peaceful over there right now. 300 people are dying a day, each soldiers for both sides. But when you talk about it, a friend of ours that we've come to know, me and Ron, after many years of knowing him, he just got drafted into the military. And he got put in a place that, you know, it's so safe. It makes Fort Knox look like Fort Knox is in, it's just one of those things, the things happen. And now all of a sudden mainstream media news, but is it really mainstream media news, or is it the hat putting people in position to make the mainstream media news look like they looked for years? And this just is my idea, Joe Phillips. This is my idea. Howie and Joe Phillips. One voice, what do you think? I think everything right now is definitely a movie, and we're just waiting for it to end. I can remember in the show Ferris Bueller, at the end, it was a gay. If you guys haven't watched Ferris Bueller, it is epic. It is epic. Yeah, I have to watch it. Even though he was a Cub fan, you can still get into the show. And at the end of the show, he comes in and he says, go home. It's over. Go home. Go. He's talking like he's talking to the people at the movie theater. And it's a great show. And that's what needs to happen. We need to go home. We need to get our information, Joe Phillips and Myrna and John, Cindy. We need to get our information and put this baby to rest. Restored Republic, Judy Byington. Myself personally, I don't really believe this is Judy, because we're not getting what we used to. We're getting like we did at the beginning. And then all of a sudden they went to where it was very easy to read. It was very enjoyable to read. And now they're back and it's full of advertisements. So I think it's just some people deciding they want to make some money using her name. Judy Byington reports emphasizes on fundamental shift in the global financial landscape. According to her computations, a new quantum financial system. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it, guys. The ads are overtaking it. Quantum financial system was expected to become active around Monday, July 6, 2026. This system is described as a design to interact with a potentially I can't read it. Every time I start to read it, ads come down and block it out. Then when I click on it, add to get rid of it, it goes. So I'm not going to be able to read Judy tonight. Is there anybody over here? Janet says, God, please hear our prayers and heal the sick in our world. Amen. Amen to that. One voice agrees that we're waiting for it to end. Ian, I have noticed that. They're afraid of Janet and you moderators that I have here. But it is nice. It is nice coming in here and not going. Janet says God wins. Myrna says the FCB was just talking about people stealing their shows and putting them on premium to make money. That's probably what's happening to Judy. And he's been complaining to Rumble and trying to get it fixed. I agree. I know for the shows have only used Judy since she said last Friday was her last day. I've only used it twice, and it's almost impossible to read. The people are taking it, putting her name on it, and I believe they're making money, and it's a shame because these people have to realize that that's not supposed to be happening. The end will not be for everyone at first. I believe everyone who wants it to be for them, it will be. And I'm going to give some illustrations. There's people out there that they're hurting so much for financial retribution. They need money. And they may be against this, but if all of a sudden they start to get money here and money here and money here, they're going to look at this differently. They're going to look at someone like you, Myrna, or Janet, or me, Ron, Bill Woods, Joseph Phillips, Tony. They're going to look at us and they're going to say, can you tell me what this is about? Yeah. And when you tell them, they say, wow, this is what you've been telling us for the last 5 or 6 years, isn't it? Yes, it is. Dear Lord, we're going to go into a quick prayer here. I'm going to ask you to look out for Joseph Phillip, who is telling Bill he needs prayer. Look out after him and what's ever going on in his life. Please take care of him. Look after him. As you look after everyone here, Lord, every one of us who in some form of we need help. We need the person that you handpicked to do this, to quit patting himself on the back and move forward with this. We need to not worry about a date, but worry about the results. We need to come together, all of us, as the family we are here, but we need the other groups to quit being greedy, to quit worrying about someone saying something about them, because it all comes down, Lord, is it's in your hands. That's a song that they used to play at Hershey on Labor Day. You got the whole world in your hands. You got the whole wide world in your hands. And you do. You got me and my sister in your hands. You got me and my brother in your hands. You got the whole world in your hands. You created us. You created this world, Lord, for the people who need your help, that you would be there. But somewhere along the line, these terrible, terrible people was able to intercede and the devil stepped in. But the devil never wins, and you will win, and we the people will win. And we come to you and talk to you and pray to you through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Tony says it best. Good night, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you Friday night.